Welcome to the Killjoy After Party.
Think the fun is over once you quit drinking?
Think again.
We have a booze-free beverage shop in Nashville, and we hear stories from our customers all the time about how much better life is after booze.
And we're excited to share these stories with you.
And since this is Nashville, you bet your ass
we're making it musical.
Yeah, it tastes like sunshine, like a real good time, lifting my mood and it brightens my day. Hey, hey. Gonna rise and glow, no alcohol, get my sparkle low. Hey, hey. Gonna rise and glow, no
Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Great. How are you guys? So good to see you.
Good to see you. Hello.
Hello.
I think the last time I saw you was in Austin when we hung out. That was super fun.
Right. South by Southwest with so many great zero proof events.
Yes. That was dreams, man. How have you been since then? What you been up to?
Oh, I've been good. You know, it's an interesting story because my wellness center, High Vibe House, has opened since the last I saw you. So so much to share.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
I want to know.
I've been on this spiritual journey. So I really started my wellness journey with essential oils and doing a natural birth with my daughter. And then I discovered coaching. Women were coming to me in 2020 saying, whatever it is that you're doing, do it to me. So I was really focused on manifestation and magic and all of these things and creating the life that I dreamt of in 2020, which was an interesting time in the world. And then through that, a lot of my clients were saying, will you introduce me to so-and-so? I've heard you talk about her. Her business sounds interesting. So I created a collective called High Vibe Women that was all about supporting female entrepreneurs and doing personal development. So then having a location and bringing everyone together to do sound bath and cacao ceremonies was the next step, right? I've been doing it all kind of virtually and popping up all over. So to have a space is so lovely to be able to connect and enjoy all the members.
Oh, that's fantastic. Where is it?
So I'm in Washington, D.C. So interesting time in the world with the elections going on. Of course,
Yes.
There's always something happening. And we are located in Logan Circle, right next to Whole Foods. So busy, bustling area,
bonus.
Tons of restaurants. And we're located inside of a wonderful yoga studio. So it's just wellness all around and great to be in a community where people are focused on wellness.
Would you say that being alcohol-free is part of your wellness regimen?
It definitely is. I'm so glad that you brought that up. So it's, we focus on spiritual wellness too. Obviously you can go to gyms and go and do all of that kind of stuff. So we do focus on spiritual wellness. So breath work, cacao ceremonies, all of those things that help facilitate a better life. And for me, being zero proof and alcohol free is a huge component of that. I actually stopped drinking when I became a Reiki master. And as I went through level 1, level 2, those certifications, I started learning about frequency and vibration, that everything is frequency. Everything has a vibration, even if it's your mug or the table, it's still vibrating. And what I realized was I didn't want to change my vibration anymore. I was after getting all the, chakra attunements and becoming Reiki attuned, my vibration was good. It was high vibrations. So I didn't want to change that. And I was looking to alcohol to shift my vibration, even though subconsciously it was either I'm stressed or I'm ending the day or whatever it is, completing that day and having a glass of wine or something to shift the mood or shift the vibration. And I didn't even realize I was doing it until I became Reiki certified. So that was a big thing for me to realize I didn't want to shift my vibration anymore. I had raised it so high that I was good. I was I'm good. I don't need a drink. And I just kind of slowly stopped drinking from there. And now it's just become a part of my lifestyle and getting good sleep. Not having anxiety and stress of what happened the night before, clarity of mind, which I also think is important. The female entrepreneurs and the women that started coming to my group we're entrepreneurs. We're working 24/7. We've got to create a business. We've got to create an income. So quite different than someone that has a steady job. So being not hungover is a big benefit of like being clear in the head to get through the day and get our accomplishments met.
So you didn't go through a program or anything. You just kind of decided it wasn't enhancing your life. What was like the hardest part of doing that?
Yeah, it's so funny. I didn't even really think of it as like a quitting thing. I just, and maybe energetically, like my body was repelling it, or I just felt like I didn't need it anymore. So I wasn't seeking it out. And then interestingly enough, when I went through my Reiki mastership, I had a new community. So I guess it would have been harder. So I didn't go through a 12-step program or anything like that, but having a community made it easier not to drink because a lot of them were, not drinking, vegan, living on an ashram, like doing more like these alternative ways of living, using alternative medicine like plants and herbs, essential oils. So I think the hardest part would have been if I didn't have a community, but because I did, it seemed like the logical next step. It seemed easy to do. I wasn't feeling down or feeling a sense of lack because my new group of friends or my new community didn't drink either. So it made it quite easy.
That's amazing. Yeah. Have you found that people are drinking much in wellness spaces, or is that kind of a thing of the past? Because I remember a few years ago, or even now, I see sound baths with margaritas.
I think a lot of that has gone away now, just because, first of all, Gen Z is really popularizing, the zero proof movement, mindful drinking. Like, I think it's become less of a trend to do these margarita, mimosa, yoga meetups or anything like that. And then I also think biohacking has become even more of a big trend. And I just recently went to the conference in Dallas, like in May. And I was like so blown away by like how just pronounced everyone was about like the toxicity, what it's doing to your gut microbiome. The list goes on and on and on. And then Dave Asbury is highly promoting not drinking, along with, he had a keynote speaker from the guy from Shark Tank. Like everyone was talking about how drinking is just so bad for your health. So I think it's becoming more normal, but that's the thing. It's more normal not to drink, but not that many people know about the products and the brands to try. So they're kind of just drinking like a water or a sparkling water. And I'm like, no, let me show you all the fun things that you can do with not drinking. That's not going to impact your health or your spirituality. So yeah, I think it's becoming much more of the norm in the wellness space.
Yeah, that's cool to hear about. I used to follow Dave Asprey, and I haven't for a little while, but he used to, like when he had the bulletproof diet, just talk about like what you could drink that met his like standards. So it's interesting to see that even in the past couple of years, that's shifted.
Totally.
So like I feel like the vibe about drinking in general is shifting so quickly. And a lot of it is from, the science behind it, showing that it's not helpful in any way, like you said, for your gut biome, for your anxiety, for so many things.
Right. And I've seen lots of things pop up of as alcohol is kind of fading away. It's like cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
Like my grandparents, I don't know, in like the 40s, it was just like you walk into a party and people would hand you a cigarette and like light up, similar to a drink now. A friend was telling me a story the other day that she like is not drinking anymore. And she went to a party and they're like, let me give you a shot. And she was like, no, I'm good. Oh, why not? She have to work tomorrow, whatever. And a 5-minute conversation about why she wasn't drinking, where it's like, can I just the first time say, no, I don't want to drink and have it be normal? But I feel like that's how cigarettes were. Like it was just everybody was smoking and that faded away. And just like everyone was drinking alcohol and that's starting to fade away too.
Yeah. Even when I was drinking, turning down a shot I would do that with relish, with gusto. People would come up with like some warm whiskey at the club and be like, here, you take this shot with me. And I'd be like, no, I do not want that. That's terrible and gross, and it's going to end my night in a terrible way.
For anyone listening who did not have that experience, I don't think I ever turned down a shot.
Oh. Well, I'm out there like playing shows, and you got these drunk dudes, hey, man, let me get you a shot, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Well, it's the normalizing of it, right? Like we're all on this call, talking about someone handing them a shot, right? Like that's a normal thing. It's like a birthday or whatever it might be of like someone handing you a shot. Whereas like, let's normalize conscious conversation instead,
Yeah.
because I feel like that whole shot idea is like, let me obliterate myself and like
Right.
not have conscious conversation or connecting. It's like, oh, wine is like an elixir for conversation and loosening me up. It's like, no, let's have conscious conversation. So I think, we've moved, even talking about the club, we've kind of moved from like, that's the way we used to socialize even, to now socializing is going on a hike, like meeting up in a cacao ceremony or a sound bath. Like these practices have become more normalized. Therefore, not drinking matches that, right? Because
Yeah.
you wouldn't go to do a shot in a sound bath or like before you go on a hike. So the way that we're connecting with each other in 2024 is different than, let's say, the 80s or whatever it was. So the way that we're drinking is matching this new way of life, right?
And I have definitely drank and hiked. I don't think I've ever drank and did a sound bath, but I didn't know about those until recently. For people who don't know, what is a cacao ceremony?
Sure, I'm happy to share. So, plant medicine, there are all different types of plant medicine. Cacao is the cocoa leaf, and ceremonial grade cacao has been preyed upon by the indigenous people for generations. So it's a heart opener. So when you drink it, it's actually great for your gut. It's great for antioxidants, increases your immunity, reduces stress and anxiety. So sitting in a circle, it physically opens the blood vessels and the valves around the heart. So there it's a heart warmer and it connects people. So mostly people are sitting in circles around a ceremony. It could be a full moon. It could be a new moon where you're connecting and sharing and opening your heart. So a lot of conscious communities are starting to do this, and it's good for you. Like the cacao is like great for your immunity and all of that kind of stuff.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
I think I got some at the shamanic thing we were at in Austin. Like I bought some from the lady, and it is so good.
Oh, good. And I've actually used it as a coffee replacement. So I'm one of those wellness people. So I'm doing no alcohol, no caffeine, low sugar. I gave up gluten after going to the biohacking conference. So I actually love doing it in the morning of like saying my intentions into the cacao, Palo Santoing it, and having a quiet moment before my kids get up with myself. So you can do it with yourself or you can do it with others, and replacing it with coffee.
This is just great for people to know about, because if you're kind of looking for, an alternative community that's into health, like you found, that maybe you can seek this out wherever you live. And maybe if it's not something you've heard of, go check it out.
Yeah, go check. I always say, try it. Just
Yeah.
experiment with life where you only live once. Check it out. But most people like chocolate, so it tastes really good.
I think something I think about a lot is when I think there's a side of us that wants to like take risks and live dangerously. And a lot of us use alcohol to tap into that. And so without alcohol, how do you do that? How do you like be a bad girl in a sense, And for me, a lot of it is getting outside of my comfort zone, doing stuff that scares me, going to a cacao ceremony alone, even if I don't know what it is and I don't know anyone. That kind of scratches that itch, but also in a way that leads to positive things.
Right. Well, things with my business, you all know as entrepreneurs and business owners of this fabulous brand that you've created, every decision is a risk.
Yep.
Should I invest in these products? You all just move location. Should we move here? How much do we spend on marketing? Do we hire? Do we not hire? So I think that's why my community loves this so much, because they're entrepreneurs. So from the, it's like landmines from the moment you wake up. You're like, what do I do? How do I invest my money? So having my own business is definitely an adventure. But traveling and trying new wellness activations and experimenting every single day. It's fun and exciting.
Do you have other adventures that you've been on since you've been sober that you want to tell us about?
Well, I've really expanded my comfort zone with what is reality and what has a story that's been told to us. And I think anyone listening can really relate to this with 2020, right? We've been told a certain thing by our parents: go to school, get a job, get married, have kids, like that traditional thing, 401k, retire at 65. Well, in 2020, people said that it was the year of the Great Awakening. More people
Yeah.
than ever quit their jobs, started a Walmart drop shipping store, started working online. Like the whole society has been turned upside down. So, I think that we're all, on an adventure. But so I think for me, kind of leaving the matrix, this idea of following this strict regime has been a huge change for me. And then also, I've also worked a lot more with plant medicine. Like I started my journey using essential oils. I was like, whoa, plants are medicine. And I actually did a natural birth with my daughter only using essential oils. So, but I've started experimenting with breath work, microdosing. I actually did a combo ceremony, which is a frog from the Amazon and sitting in circles doing plant medicine. So I feel like those are some of the bigger shifts and changes that have happened for me, of just trying things that I would never try before. Even John and I were together. We went to South by Southwest and we're throwing parties at, we weren't even local to the area, of
Right.
like, let's just try this. Let's see what people think. Let's see what they say. So yeah, just really getting out of my comfort zone.
On the frog note, do you lick the frog? How does that go down in the ceremony?
No licking, no licking of the frog. So the practitioner that I worked with, highly trained, highly skilled as a space holder. Usually it's paired with other plant medicines like hape, which is a tobacco that you inhale, which is great for grounding and meditation. Some people have a weekly practice of that. And then also sananga, which are eye drops that go in your eye, and depending on your sensitivity could really burn. But in the Amazon, they used it to be able to hunt and see better at night. So that was a part of my ceremony, but basically the placement usually is on your arm, and you've done a fasting or a dieta, and then the frog venom or the frog substance, a piece of skin is like removed and then it's placed there. And then that part of the ceremony is about 30 minutes.
A piece
where
of your skin is removed?
a part. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. So there's just like tweezers, and you just like remove a little layer so
Okay.
that it can go under the dermis. Yeah, it's an adventure if you want.
Yeah.
I'm happy to share.
And how do you feel and how long does it last?
Yeah. So that, my practitioner was very skilled. She had a timer of 30 minutes and was like watching her phone. It's a very inward experience. So I did it on my own, but some people do it in a community where it really cleanses the nervous system. So I did it in January at the start of the year. So cleanses the nervous system, and there is a purge. So you release toxins in the body or emotional toxins that you're holding on to, which for me, 2023 was rough for my business, emotionally, all of those things. So I wanted to release in 2024, but you kind of feel it's not a psychoactive plant medicine. So you feel like inward, connected to yourself.
I'm just curious because I haven't experimented much with plant medicine, and the whole concept of like not wanting to shift your vibe. How does the idea of using plant medicine to you tie into that concept?
So for many, many years, so many of my friends are shamans. I know that's just the crowd that I run in, shamans or healers. And so they had been asking me for a while. They're like, you should do ayahuasca with us, Jamie. Like, we're doing it this weekend. And I just kind of was like, no, because when you're doing something like this, it's nothing that you can go back from. You can't unsee what you see. And for a while, I kind of put it off. But then at the end of last year, I got to a breaking point where I said, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready to see my ancestors. I'm ready to see a world that is beyond this 3D world, because I am emotionally and spiritually mature enough to know that I see patterns in my life that I don't want to keep repeating. I'm over these patterns. I want to change them. And I know that plant medicine has been given to us by Mother Gaia. It's here for us on this planet. I know that it's here to help me. And that's why it's plant medicine.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I keep hearing about this kind of in the wellness community, but I'm very much like on the edge. Like I don't really know that much about it. So it's interesting to hear your perspective and your experience.
Yes. And one of the things that I met with a shaman to kind of run through the different types. And she was giving me recommendations on what I could possibly do, like, oh, mushroom journey, ayahuasca journey. And I went straight to combo, which is like a more powerful medicine. She was like, oh, are you sure? And I was like, yes, I want to do it.
Okay.
But the plant calls to you.
Oh.
As you go on your soul journey and as you're on your mission, it will call to you. So like her recommendation was to start with mushrooms, and that wasn't right for me. The combo called to me out of the blue. So I knew that it was right because it just was like, you're ready. It was just, so when your time comes or whatever that is, or if it is, I'm sure you'll get a message from Mother Earth.
Well, I think that that's like a microcosm of how we should go through life, is like listen to the things that are calling you. And it's very subtle. And a lot of the times, you know, we use all these distractions with drinking or going out to kind of, and that covers up the subtle signs, right? So I think that's so important that people realize that you have to kind of sit with yourself or listen to the things that are calling you.
Yes. Well, and I love that we're talking about this because I think that's the crux of it, right? Is that the universe, God, source, whatever you believe in, is always sending us clues to make a better life for us. Little breadcrumbs, little things all the way. And if you're numbing yourself with alcohol, if you're numbing yourself with Netflix or Instagram, whatever, food, overspending, if you're numbing yourself, you don't pick up on the signs, right? But if you're in the vibe, if you're on the vibe, or like science now, neuroscience says flow state in the mind, the more you're in that vibe, the clearer you, like I've heard God speak to me very clearly, like doing an ice bath, right?
Yes.
It's the clarity that we're looking for. And so for me, that is one of the most important benefits of not drinking, was that I was numbing, not even realizing it, and then when I stopped, it was like, oh, I can hear the birds chirping. I can hear the trees whispering. I can hear God talking to me. It's there all the time. It's just whether you're on the vibration to hear it or not. It's there.
Yes. Preach. I love that. That's one of the things I've been really conscious about. Like the other day, Sunday, when we were kind of getting the shop ready, and I was in the flow for like 24, 36 hours. Like I knew what I was doing. I wasn't overthinking it. I was acting clearly and concisely and emphatically, and like that just carried over into the whole day. And like, I don't even know. It's just like I was in the flow. I wasn't overthinking, and it was just like a very calming, relaxing thing. I knew everything that I was doing was right. You know what I mean? And ever since we moved, it's kind of felt like that. Everything has just felt natural. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to hold on to that. It's hard to hold on to that.
Like we want to do, right? I mean, and that's why we do different things to ourselves to get into that flow state, like a meditation practice. Like the longer you can like hold that, like, so I'm practicing Buddhist, and my mentor would be like enlightenment. And you're like, I got it for like 2 seconds. Where's the enlightenment? But that's why we do these things of like forest bathing, hugging trees, connecting to nature, meditating to get into that state. And we want to hold on to it for as long as we can because there's benefit. And alcohol is not going to get us into that flow state. You know, it's like dulling, you know, that moment where we can be in enlightenment. And that's, you know, one of the biggest things in my wellness community that we're trying to achieve.
I think about this a lot because I think there's so many people who are interested in what you're talking about, but feel so far away from it. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're drinking, they're on their phones a lot. For me, my phone is a big problem. That's something that I'm working on, but it definitely takes me out of where I want to be. And I think, you know, even just beginning a practice of like 5 minutes a day of just laying there can be a good start.
Right.
Because we just don't take that time to like naturally unwind, you know, and we think that meditating means I have to sit up very still and like do something hard, you know? So I want to encourage people, just take like 5 minutes a day where you just lay on your bed, don't look at your phone, don't watch anything, just be there, pet an animal or something like that, and tap into your senses. But like, it doesn't have to be hard. And that can be a start to this kind of a path, because I think seeing someone like you, I don't know, you're so full of life and energy and it's amazing, but it also seems like I can't do that.
Right. But I love that you say that, because everyone starts somewhere. Like my meditation practice started with 5 minutes, when just out of desperation of like, I had a toddler, I had a newborn child,
Right.
I was like losing my mind. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. Like, how long is this going to continue on? I can't keep doing this. Sometimes these breakthroughs happen when we're at rock bottom, right?
Yeah.
Where I was just, nothing was going my way. And that's when I started my meditation practice. But I love what you said too. Like, a lot of ways that we can trick our mind, because our mind is a computer, is that when you get up and you get on your phone or you're looking at Instagram, your subconscious mind goes, oh, everything outside of her is more important than what's inside of her.
Damn.
That's the message that you're sending. And then plus the blue light, plus like all the anxiety. Like, it's been scientifically proven that if you're like going your emails, watching the news, or Instagram, those are the top 3 that put your body into your nervous system into a state of anxiety. So just laying there and just taking 5 minutes to yourself. Or I like to journal. Sometimes I don't even write anything. I just like doodle pictures of flowers and dogs. It's like, just like that 5 minutes to wake up and just be like, me, like I am, before I go to my kids, before I go to work, whatever. But just, that's a great way to start, is just taking that 5 minutes, and then doors will unlock for you. This past week, I did a 72-hour water fast.
Wow.
Like, the biohackers told me to do it. And I was like, then I started reading all the benefits, but you start going down a wellness rabbit hole, but starting just with like the basic thing of just breathing, just
breathe. Yes.
Breathe for 5 minutes, just something simple.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and at the same time, I think a lot of us don't know how to relax at the end of a day without a drink. And something people can do is lay down for 5 minutes and breathe. Literally just relax. Nobody does that. Like, people take a break and they go look at their phones or they watch TV. They don't just do nothing, just surrender.
Right. And I with my kids, like, when they come home from school, like, I'll have them put their feet in the grass, like, just like grounding. We use like a crystal. They love their little crystals and they'll like cleanse themselves. But just like a moment to say to yourself, your body and your mind and your spirit, like, I matter. Like, my thoughts and feelings are important. Like, it's okay to just chill for 5 minutes.
I love that you're doing that with your kids. I'm so excited about the future generations.
Yeah.
Like, just what they're going to know. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, they're Gen Alpha, so even different than the Gen Z. They're tech forward. They don't even know what a fax machine. I mean, my kids are using AI. On a regular basis. So it's funny being my age and like thinking about when the Matrix came out and they're like, AI. And now everywhere you look, like in China, there's like hospitals that are completely run by robots, and like it's happening. So my children are aware of that. But I mean, that's another reason why not drinking alcohol is so important to me, is this conscious parenting movement of really being connected to the next generation and really showing up and being an example. They do what they see us do, not what we tell them to do. If you read a book, they read a book. If you're drinking alcohol, you know what I mean? So my children are being raised in a home where they see mama using coping skills like breath work, like grounding, like drinking water to cope. And I'll say, I'm stressed right now. Mama needs 5 minutes to recalibrate, rather than I'm stressed right now. Let me go get a beer.
Right.
So, like this whole mommy juice culture, I was like, what is this? Like, you're saying that you need to drink and be inebriated to spend time with your children. Like, it was like beyond me, like trying to figure this out. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, is be an example for the next generation and be an example for my own children.
You're killing it.
Yeah.
You're killing it. I love it.
You're inspiring me. You inspired the Gen X generation for sure.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
I'm trying my best.
Is there anything else you want to, before we move into this next round, is there anything else you want the good people to know?
Sure. Yeah, well, I'm happy to share more about the Zero Proof community. As far as in Washington, D.C., we have a meetup, which is how we met, the Mindful Drinking Festival,
Yeah.
which is a great place for those that are sober curious. Just come and taste things, try things. I would say definitely if you're looking to expand your mind and looking for coaching, reach out to me for all of those things. And if you want to know, some of my tips and tricks on ways to stay healthy, I'd love to connect with everyone that's listening.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to jump into the rapid fire round. We're just going to ask you some questions, and first thing that comes to your mind, don't overthink it.
Okay. I hope it has to do with Brad Pitt. Who's your favorite celebrity? Brad Pitt.
Okay,
All
celebrity
right.
crush.
Celebrity crush, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
What's your step count?
Ooh, I probably am at 10,000 a day, probably.
Okay. All right. Love that.
Do you have a nickname?
Some people have called me JT or Jamers growing up.
I like Jamers.
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Ooh.
Favorite animal?
Ooh, elephant.
Favorite feature of your own face?
My eyes.
Favorite alcohol-free drink right now?
Oh, that's really hard.
I know.
RTD or bottle or I'll go with Prima Pave.
Ooh, Prima Pave.
Yes.
We sell that at Killjoy, people.
We love it. Favorite way to move your body?
I love Pilates is great.
Ooh.
Pilates.
What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Going into nature.
Nature. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go?
Anywhere. Toss up between Iceland and Bali, depending on the time of year. Bali?
Most use seasoning when you're cooking.
Ooh, I use salt from the Kalahari Desert.
Okay. How do you spell Kalahari? Is that with a C or
It's not important.
All right.
Can you play any musical instruments?
Can I play? Yes. I mean, I play the bowls and and a
Okay.
drum.
Ooh, cool. I wanted to get into the bowls.
You actually are doing sound baths.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, you got to come through. Next time you come to the Ville, we got to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's make a plan.
Favorite book?
I'm going to go with The Mountain Is You.
Okay.
I don't know this book. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah. So it's such a great book on self-sabotage, and it teaches you everything, how to not do it. So, for personal development, that's my favorite book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need it.
It's so good.
All right. What was your last Google search?
Oh, do you really want to know? So my daughter is turning 7 and she wants to have a drive-up limousine party bus so they can do karaoke on it, just parked in my house, like at my garage. So that was what I'm searching for, is a limo party bus.
I love it. I want to
Yeah.
have that outside my house all the time.
Right?
Now we're going to move on to the song portion.
Yeah. So we've got some notes here. Ruth's working on some stuff. We usually like to do like a little chant, a little call and response thing that's fun. I'm trying to find like a general theme for the whole conversation that we've had. High vibe, I think, is on the nose, right? She's the queen, the high vibe queen.
Yeah, I love that.
So that could be like,
But I think I love the point that you brought up of like noticing the breadcrumbs and noticing things, and that when you're in the vibe, so it relates like when you're in the vibe, that's when the flow state and all the good stuff happens. Like you were like in it for 36 hours.
right, yes. No, I love notice the breadcrumbs. We can kind of like move things around. Notice the breadcrumbs. Listen to the kick drum.
Maybe a different kind of. What's the kind of drum that you play in sound baths? Oh, yeah. Is there a name for it?
Oh, it's just like a hand drum, just like a,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't even know.
I like hand drum.
Indigenous drum?
Yeah.
That would be a hard word for him to say.
Yeah.
Let's challenge him.
You remember I'm from Tennessee. So notice the breadcrumbs, listen to the hand drum, follow the feeling, don't overthink it. Something like that.
Yeah.
I like all that.
Okay. What you got?
Okay. Well, some things I wrote down, just like Hello, plants calling. Combo calling. Kombu.
Combo. Yeah.
Combo.
Combo. It's like jumbo.
Messages from Mother Earth. I liked the alliteration of that, and that it kind of goes with that.
I love messages from Mother Earth.
I don't have anything that rhymes with that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Gotta do
love
the
that.
work. Messages from Mother Earth.
You can always also use the word Gaia, like if that rhymes with anything, messages from Gaia or
Yeah. Messages from Gaia.
Grounding with Gaia. Why do I want to use so much alliteration today?
Songwriting. That's fun.
Grounding
stuff,
with
yeah.
Gaia. Will take you higher.
We'll take you higher on a high vibe. I love that.
I love that.
I wrote down in the beginning, you said, don't change my vibe. And then you talked about clarity of mind, which I feel like kind of rhymes or kind of could go together. Don't change my vibe and clarity of mind.
Okay.
Can we say like, don't fuck with my vibe? That sounds harder.
Don't
Like,
kill my vibe.
Don't kill my vibe.
Don't kill my vibe.
That's what the Killjoys are trying to do.
Right. You all are so good at this.
She talked about her heart being
like
open
that.
and Brad Pitt. Those were other things I got.
Yes.
Oh, leaving the Matrix to go hang out with
Leaving
Brad
the
Pitt.
Matrix.
Oh,
is
that's a
good.
great one.
Leaving the Matrix. So, in no particular order, we got notice the breadcrumbs, listen to the hand drum, follow the feeling, don't overthink it. Wow, my handwriting is terrible. Grounding from Gaia, something higher, don't kill my vibe, I was meant to fly.
Vibes.
High vibe.
Vibes getting higher?
Vibes getting higher, like that.
Wow, it is hard to read your handwriting.
So hard. I like when I journal, I'll like have these deep thoughts and I'll like a couple days, let me go see what I was saying that was on it, and I can't read it.
So you're wanting a big, bold chorus.
I think the chorus is just high vibes. Da 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 da. High vibes. I don't know. And maybe we can high vibes, but I was something meant to fly. Or we could do the Matrix thing right there.
Do
too.
do whatever you're feeling.
What rhymes
I
with
think
Matrix?
you're rolling.
Basic. Matrix. Basic.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Matrix.
I was trying to rhyme Brad Pitt with that.
I think we can ride Brad Pitt and Matrix. Brad Pitt. Matrix.
What are you going to say about that?
I don't know.
Leaving the Matrix.
Leave the Matrix. Hang out with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Notice the breadcrumbs, listen to the hand drum, follow the feeling, don't overthink it. Grounding from Gaia, vibes getting higher, leave the Matrix and hang out with Brad Pitt. I think that's it.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out where the other things come from. I do like combo jumbo. That might just be our little get into it.
Combo jumbo.
Combo jumbo.
Jumbo. Yeah.
Combo. All right.
I like combo jumbo.
Yeah.
It reminds me, I know like a Swahili song. Jumbo. Jumbo bueno.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I
Jumbo
remember
means
that.
like hello in Swahili.
Okay.
So maybe you say jumbo combo because then it's like hello combo
Hello, combo.
because we're listening
Yeah.
to plants.
Okay. All right. I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to find it out. Here we go. Here we go. Combo.
Jumbo.
Combo.
Jumbo.
Combo.
Jumbo.
Combo.
Jumbo.
Notice the breadcrumbs. Listen to the hand drum. Follow the feeling. Don't overthink it. Grounding from Gaia. My vibe's getting higher. I'm leaving the Matrix to hang out with Brad Pitt. With these high vibes. High vibes. We got high vibes. High vibes. Combo.
Jumbo.
Combo.
Jumbo.
Combo.
Jumbo.
Combo.
Jumbo.
Notice the breadcrumbs. Listen to the hand drum. Follow the feeling. And don't Don't overthink it. Grounding from Gaia. My vibe's getting higher. I hang out to Brad Pitt and leave the Matrix with these high vibes.
Woo!
Woo!
So good.
Yes. All right.
I'm so impressed.
Isn't he incredible?
Guys are doing so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to feed off y'all, man. This is fun. I'm a big collaborator, so that it helps to have good vibes.
Yeah.
Even if they're digital vibes, man, I can feel it.
I know. I have to come visit you.
Jamie, can you tell the people where to find you online?
Sure. So lovely seeing both of you. Thank you for having me so much on the Killjoy podcast. So great. And yeah, you can find me at Distill and Express, and that's on all the channels. So TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you want, Facebook, wherever you want to find me, and happy to support all of you on your wellness journey.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being here. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jamie.
Bye.